Seymour Hersh joins us now from Washington. Thank you very much for joining us.
Sure.
And just how real is the threat of such an inside job?
One has to prepare all sorts of, for any kind of a consequence. Who knows how real it is? There's certainly no question that if you look at what's going on in Pakistan today, you can see an awful lot of bombings and other sort of incidents, some of which indicate the attack on the military headquarters in Rawalpindi, for example. They're equivalent of the American Pentagon, and the assassination of a general on the streets. Clearly, there's some inside information being given to various jihadists or dissident elements. So it's not irrational to be worried about something happening to the arsenal.
Well, what evidence is there of sympathy inside the Pakistani military for extremism? Are there, for example, hardcore Islamic fundamentalists within the military's ranks?
Well, that's the issue. The issue is we really don't know. The Indian intelligence service will, of course, tell us that they can calibrate and count, and they estimate 10 to 15% of the Pakistani army is gone over to the caliphates. But we really don't know. But again, when you're talking about the possibility of a warhead being diverted, a loose nuke, if you will, in the United States, that's just something that's not an acceptable fear. So we're taking a rational, it seems to me, precaution.
And you write in your piece that U.S. special forces could be used to take control of parts of Pakistan's nuclear arsenal in case that there was an emergency. Just tell us the bare essentials of that plan. How would it work?
Well, as I understand it, in case of a loss of control in a remote area or in some facility, we have offered to General Kiani, the Chief of Staff of the Army, through our Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Admiral Mullen, we have offered a team that's already in place, a special operations team that's already doing some operations in other areas, helping the Pakistanis train and work in Afghanistan. We've offered them as a backup. In other words, it's all comity. We're all there to help. We're all big friends together. The only problem, of course, is that the Americans are, as you know, as I wrote, are held, the United States is not very popular in Pakistan. And this kind of an agreement, if it became known, as it has become known, would set off, as we're seeing this week, all kinds of horrible sort of recriminations and denials and anger at America. The problem with making an agreement like we made is that the consequences of it being known are just so damaging.
And for your story, you also spoke to Pakistan's President Asif Zardari. What did he have to say when you put it to him that Pakistan's nuclear arsenal needs to be watched over in this manner, possibly by the Americans?
He said, we always have to make you Americans happy. In essence, I don't have the exact words, but his message was, oh, we always have to play along with you Americans. That's our role in Pakistan, is always to sort of mollify the Americans. And, you need reassurance, and we'll give you reassurance. If you need the reassurance, we'll give it to you. I also talked to other senior officials who would not be named, who had insight into the nuclear arsenal in Pakistan, who said to me, look, of course we don't tell you the truth, and of course you're not going to know everything. Why should you think we tell you the truth about our arsenal? And it's not clear that our motive is pure also. We may be wanting as much information as possible so we can, in case of a problem, go in and take out your bombs. That's something else we've talked about repeatedly inside America.
All right, Seymour Hersh, thank you very much for joining us from Washington, D.C.
Okay.